one race to go, the motivations are varied. For Thiago Medeiros, it's ending his championship season on a winning note and erasing the memories of his big crash at California. For PJ Chesson, it's one more win in his amazing breakout season. For Arie Luyendyk Jr., it's finally getting the winless monkey off his back. And for the rest of the Menard's Infiniti Pro Series field, it's one more chance to make a name for themselves at the Texas Motor Speedway.
Inches apart. Taylor with both spin. There's contact. Taylor wins it. Whoa! Here they come to the outside of Chapman.
Welcome to the Texas Motor Speedway and the Texas 100. It is the 12th and final race of the Menard's Infiniti Pro Series. Hello everyone, I'm Cameron Steele alongside Robbie Buell, former IndyCar race car driver, and I'm going to tell you right now, the high banking here, a lot of people are talking about it. Is it the great equalizer?
Well, you got 24 degrees of banking. What that does is it mechanically helps these cars get through the corner, so it doesn't place as much emphasis on car setup. So if your car isn't handling well, you got a better chance of staying with the pack, as well as some of the less experienced guys are going to find it easier to stay with the more experienced guys.
So Robbie, what you're saying is we're going to see a little bit more of an equal playing surface. Everybody's going to be able to stay together. If that's the case and they're bunching up, what kind of race are we going to see here?
Well, when the green flag drops, these guys are going to go flat out, which is very different from the IndyCar race where you have pit stops. These guys don't have it. They're running flat out from start to finish. Less
strategy, more on the gas, everybody going for it at once, and another guy that's going to be going for it is with Jamie Little right now, a former winner on this series.
It was more than 2 years ago when Ryan Hampton collected his lone Pro Series win at the Gateway International Raceway. Hampton dominated the weekend, leading all 3 practice sessions and winning the pole, before becoming the first driver in series history to go wire to wire, leading all 80 laps. And now we're joined by Ryan. We're lucky enough to have him back for his 6th Infiniti Pro race, but you've been gone for 2 years. Where the heck have you been?
I've been driving cars sideways and drifting and burning up tires the last 2 years for a factory team, but I'm back.
So I take it you missed us.
Yes, I did. It's definitely good to be back in a car, and it's a good feeling to be back with the family that I left.
All right, well, we're happy to have Ryan back, and he's easy to see, guys. Number 3 car, he has Busch Cheney 04 on his side pods. Go figure. We'll get that story later, Cameron.
Well, thank you very much, Jamie. Let's check out how they stack up on the pole. Thiago Medeiros with the track record 189.592. He has won 5 times with 7 poles. Travis Gregg, only his 3rd start. He starts on the outside of row 1. Then Arie Luyendyk on the inside of row 2 in his 31st ever start. Alongside him will be John Herbin, only his 3rd start with his 6th at California. Inside of row number 3 will be Al Unser, 21 years old, and he is driving with a broken thumb. On the outside will be Paul Dana, who with this start will clinch 2nd place in this series. On the inside of row 4 will be the oldest gentleman in the start here, 53-year-old Gary Peterson. On the outside, Jeff Simmons, who tangled at the last event with Thiago Medeiros and didn't finish. Row number 5 on the inside will be Leonardo Maya. His best finish on the season, a 3rd. On the outside, the number 3 car of Ryan Hampton, the drifting car driver. Talked about getting sideways in practice, and he did do that at 180 miles an hour. PJ Chesson and his brother James share row number 6. Row Chess, we like to call it. 4 total wins coming from that row in not very many starts. The next row, 7 on the inside, will be PJ Abbott. On the outside will be Scott Mayer in his 1st start here in the Menard's Infiniti Pro Series. And row 8, Rolando Quintanilla, and there they go. We got some green flag racing getting started, Robbie.
Yeah, we do, and those guys are single file right there with Thiago leading them down, followed by Travis Gregg. And talking to Thiago early on, he said, I'm going to stay on the bottom of the racetrack and make everybody go around me on the high side. So let's see how that plays out.
And starting right away here, you see Thiago Medeiros going out with his teammate, Travis Gregg, and on the outside, Arie Luyendyk Jr. They are a 3-car breakaway. We talked about them all staying in a pack. If they get away, are they going to be able to run, Robbie?
If these 3 guys that we're looking at right here, if they work together, yeah, they can break away from that pack behind. Now, if these guys start racing hard and go side by side, they, that pack, if the pack's smart, will catch them.
Well, Thiago Medeiros, we talked about, he has 5 wins on the season. Arie Luyendyk Jr. has not had a win in this series. He has been trying. This is his 31st start, so a lot of people pulling for Arie Luyendyk here at the final race of the season.
Yeah, and Arie really has come to life. Ever since he switched over to drive for Gary Peterson's team, he's had some great runs. He had a great run going in California. Unfortunately, had a cut tire, didn't finish that race. So I'd love to see him have a good finish here, but he's got some other guys in front of him that are going to contest that.
And the driver in between there, Travis Gregg, he qualified on the pole at his first ever start. He ended up in 5th place that race, and he said it was just total rookie mistakes. He overdrove the car, burned up the tires a little bit, but he says this time he is going for the win as he looks forward to next season, a full year in these cars.
Yeah, Travis Gregg did a great job in his first race. I mean, yeah, he says he only finished 5th, but for his first time out, to be on the pole and lead, to lead a number of laps that he did there, I think he's pretty mature. And right now, these 3 guys, led by Tiago Medeiros in the silver car.
And Rolando Quintanilla, you see him there on the outside in the 10 car. He did not get a qualifying time. He is in the field, and he is moving up, actually. Right now, I believe, looking for a 7th place right here if he can make the pass on Jeff Simmons in the number 24 car.
Yeah, obviously his car's working well on the high side, and when you start at the back of the pack, anytime you can gain that forward momentum and keep that momentum going on the high side, that is very important, and right now he's making that work. And Rolando's had some great runs on the 1 and mile half tracks.
He definitely has, and right now we're going to step away for just a second. Don't go too far away because we have some incredible racing action. 3 cars tied at the front. It's Tiago Medeiros. Today's Menards Infiniti Pro Series Texas 100 is being brought to you by Firestone Tires. For more information on Firestone Tires, visit your local Firestone retailer. And we are back at the Texas Motor Speedway for the Texas 100, and we are under yellow. And I gotta say, Robbie Buell, we had a heck of an incident there in turn 4. Let's take a look at it.
Yeah, sure. We're gonna look for Paul Dana's car here, right there in the middle screen. The rear of his car breaks loose. He gets down and unfortunately gets Leonardo Maio, Ryan Hampton, and James Chesson are all part of that mess. There is his rear brakes loose. He slides up, and that's James Chesson, the red car, that really takes the big hit. And just a lot of debris there. Also, Ryan Hampton's car and the red and black car against the wall. And it's unfortunate when you see that so early in the race, but this can happen in that pack racing. And there you see his car breaks loose, hits Leonardo Maio. Comes up, just tags the back of Ryan Hampton's left rear car, but that's enough to send him to the wall. Unfortunately, like I say, James Chesson had nowhere to go and just careens into the side of his car right there. And that's unfortunate. And also, we have Gary Peterson that then unfortunately gets caught up in some of this debris that came from here, and he's out of the race as well.
Also tangled up in that wreck, like you're saying, Gary Peterson. So 5 cars are now out. 10 cars will continue on when we go back to green flag racing. And right now, your leader is Tiago Medeiros. Look at all the records that Tiago holds. Consecutive wins, 4, pole positions 8. I mean, it goes on and on. This guy is a great driver, but he has a lot of work ahead of him here because his partner right now, his teammate Travis Gregg, going for him on the restart.
Yeah, and then he thought better of it. Now, it'll be interesting to see. We saw these guys, Tiago, Travis Gregg, and Arie Luyendyk, earlier work together. They worked in tandem to pull away from John Herb, who was leading that second pack of cars. Let's see what happens here. It looks like John Herb, the 4th car there, the white and blue car, is tagged onto this group, and they're going to check out as a foursome.
That's a very fortunate thing for John Herb. He's been talking about how his car has been working. He's been very happy. This is only his 3rd race that he's running at the Menard Infiniti Pro Series, and things seem to be going very well for him. Very lucky for him that he was able to jump onto that group. Those 3 drivers have proved that they are very fast at all times when they're on the track, and John Herb jumping in there with them.
Yeah, and you see these guys all nose to tail. They're all nose to tail here. They're going to pull away from that 4th pack, and John Herb is playing that game. He's just sticking right on the back of Arie Luyendyk.
And John Herb in the Aircon Matt Young Motorsports car, his co-owner in that car, Matt Young, one of the youngest ever in IndyCar racing at only 18 years old. He's trying to launch his own group with his ownership and maybe get into this series all year next year.
Yeah, what a great story and what a great experience here that these guys are having, especially with John Herb. Had a great qualifying effort, and now we see that he's part of this lead pack. The 5th car that you see there, the red car on your screen, that is P.J. Chesson kind of closing in to be part of this group too.
And definitely something to point out, they're bunching up more. The top 3 cars weren't able to get away, and right now Jamie is with Paul Dana.
I'm here at the medical center now with Paul Dana. Good news is he's out. Paul, you were the first car involved. What happened?
You know, I have no idea. That it just instantly snapped sideways, and we were gone. And it's a shame in the big pack that we ended up taking a bunch of cars with us. It looks like everyone's okay. That's the good thing.
What happened with Rolando Quintanilla? It looked like he may have checked up a little bit on you. Not sure.
I'm trying to figure that out, honestly. I was looking at it on video. It looks like he checked up a little, and I maybe pinched it, trying to think I was going to go under him, and just pinched it a little bit, threw it sideways. Obviously, you know, I'm a little surprised by it. My mistake. It's a shame we took everybody out. Ethanol car, we finished second in the points. Obviously, that's a good thing for today, but it's not how we wanted to finish the year.
Thanks, Jamie. That is good news. And Robbie, the initial reaction was that he didn't get caught up in a checkup, but then, you know, when he thought about it for a second, maybe.
Yeah, that's a tough thing to say. It's unfortunate to see those guys out. And here, look at this lead pack. These guys are all single file. Our leader of that, Tiago Medeiros, he told me before this, he's going to keep his car on the bottom next to that white line, and he's going to make anybody that needs to go by him on the high side. And he doesn't think they can go by him on the outside as long as he has somebody to push him through the air behind him.
And we're getting some information that Travis Gregg is reporting that his car is loose. Oh, see that? It looked like a little wiggle maybe there. And the question I have about Travis Gregg, he's newer to the series. Tiago Medeiros and Arie Luyendyk Jr., they were teammates before. Is there a chance that Arie would jump in behind Travis to try to help him go by, or is he going to stay with Tiago regardless of what happens?
No, I think they're just worried about setting themselves up for each one of them to win this race right now. But I think it is interesting how that's all materializing. Travis Gregg is saying his car's a little bit neutral. Maybe that's part of why he's just poking up a little bit on the high side just to get in cleaner air. But, you know, remember, we have 24-degree banking around here, and it doesn't place a premium on car handling as much when we have that kind of banking that gets these cars through the corner.
And you're looking there at Al Unser in the number 2 car, and he has a new sponsor on board, Terre Haute First National Bank, bringing him here to this event. He's racing with a broken thumb. He has a pin in it, but he had the wires removed from it. How much effect does that have on him on his left hand?
I don't think it has that much. When I asked him about it earlier, it was really a non-issue.
Well, that's a good thing. He's definitely racing towards the front of the pack here, and he missed one of the practice sessions, so he's a little bit behind the curve with some of the other guys here, but it doesn't look like it's affecting him adversely.
No, and he's had some great runs on these super speedways like this. And yes, he did miss that first session. And anytime you miss any track time in a series that's as competitive as this series, it's tough to make up ground. But when he did go out in that second session, he posted the quickest time. All these guys nose to tail, they're being smart and working together. Anytime that you're nose to tail, you're going to go faster than a group that's going side by side. You have the one car in front that's poking a hole in the air, and the other guy behind it is just sucking along with it. And the more cars they have, the faster you go.
Well, right now we have 6 cars stacked up in the front pack, and 5 of them, I don't think anybody would be surprised if they were to win the race. Those first 5, John Herb sitting in 6th place, a little bit more of a relative newcomer. He might be a little bit of a surprise, but right now, great racing action. Anything can happen here at Texas Motor Speedway, so don't go too far away. We're going to step out for just a second. Medeiros, Gregg, and Luyendyk, those are your top 3.